Hello, name is Christopher Voisin and I'm from ImageTech MFG. So on your keypad you got some keys. Over on the right hand side you got thread key. That's important for your home cutting. You got the home cutter and you got the reset. What the reset does is reset your settings in your laminator. So you don't want to be using that during your normal everyday option because then you got to reset all your settings in your laminator. You have your laminator enable. You want to press that whenever you go into error such as emergency stop, printer error, matrix error, any sort of error you want to be pressing laminator enable. You got LED keys here. Power, laminator ready. That means that everything's powered up and it's ready to run in sync with the printer. You got the printer error, which comes from your direct thermal printer. Laminator enable, which lets you know that it's ready to go. And laminator error. Laminator error is caused by two things. Your rollers will create a pinch roller gate open, and that will cause you error. It won't stop the laminator, but it will still give you an error. Put it down. You'll see on the LCD screen that pinch roller gate is open. That's fine. Hit laminator enable. Laminator is ready. Let's talk about some of the setup items inside the LCD. You got laminator enable. What this does is it monitors your laminate stock. When it runs out, it will send a message to the laminator and tell it to stop printing. It will resume printing once as you replace the laminator stock and hit laminator enable. It will take about 40 inches of label length before you get a label error, a laminator error, I mean. Take up reel enable. This is your take up reel. Notice right now it's taking up the waste right now. If I disable it, take up reel disabled, the take up reel no longer spins. Depending on your application, you may want the take up reel, you may not. Matrix reel enabled. Up here is your matrix reel. This is only used for linered laminate. If you don't have linered laminate and you have self-wound laminate, this should always be disabled. But if you're using linered laminate such as this, then you want to enable it. Overspeed, 2%. What that does is the overspeed of this roller, this machine runs in sync with the printer, and this roller will turn 2% or whatever setting you have in here faster than the printer to keep the stock nice and taut. Increase, typically you want to be at 2%. Any higher than that, then you run the danger of pulling the label stock through the printer, which will give you deformed printing on your printer. The next setting is matrix tension. This is how hard your matrix reel pulls. This number is completely random. It is very dependent on your laminate stock. Currently it's at this, but depending on your laminate stock, you may need to raise or lower it. Take up tension. Same thing as the matrix tension. It's how hard it pulls. Typically, it's at 100%. You should have no need to adjust it because the only thing that it's doing is taking up the waste from the overspeed roller. Cutting power. Cutting power wants to be set at 120%. That's the factory standard. Increasing it might help you with your anvil if your anvil ain't turning, but typically 120 is where you want to set it. Next is embedded distance. Embedded distance is the sweep and cut of the anvil. The cutting anvil has a helix cut to it, and it's programmed to go sweep, go in sync with the printer, and sweep again. And that's cutting distance is the embedded distance. On 90% of your laminators, it should always be set at 0.885. There's some special circumstances that you would increase it, but factory 0.85. Printer distance. Printer distance is where you adjust the cut of your position. What this does is it moves it either to the left or to the right, depending on what your need is. If you're cutting a label and it's cutting off a piece of your print, then you want to adjust your printer distance. And that is all.